everyone, my name is Kristen Sobrepena and I am this year's SA President. In Student Association, our goal is to lead our high school in fun and interactive events and experiences such as our traditional icebreaker, early morning breakfast, lock-in, Beals Point Vespers, and banquets. Although we were not able to hold many of these events this year due to COVID, we are still hopeful to continue our traditions for next year and the years after that. Now let's introduce the roles of SA.
First, we have the SA President. Their role is to lead and carry out the weekly meetings and plan out the events with the help of other SA officers working in their delegated roles. They must be able to take charge and work well with their fellow SA members. Next, we have the Executive Vice President. Vice President works side by side, planning with the SA President in any events, as well as stepping in when the President is not present at the meetings. They are also in charge of the Senate, who help bring out ways to improve our high school. Up next is our Religious Vice President. They are in charge of planning Week of Prayer and Vespers. Some of our main Vespers would be Beals Point Vespers, which is held in the beginning of the year, and Rose Vespers, usually the last Vespers of the year. They are also in charge of campus ministries, an additional group of leaders who work together to help spread God's Word and share His love to others all around campus. Fourth, we have Social Vice President. They are in charge of planning social events like Icebreaker and Lock-In, early morning breakfast, twerp, Christmas and spring banquet, Spirit Week, the Queen and King of Hearts, and game days with the help of SA. Next, we have Public Relations. This position helps publicize each of those events. They help create flyers and post updates around the high school and on SAA's social media account, The Red Sea. They also count the class points and participation in our events while also getting the student body excited for each and every event. There's also Treasurer, who work as the accountant of the group. They are responsible for our budget, how much we spend, as well as calculating what we have after using the money for each and every event. Lastly, we have our OALs, also known as Officers at Large. We have 4 OALs and they are re-elected every semester. Their role is to help set up and tear down events, contribute ideas to the rest of SA, as well as gain more insight into how the major leadership roles are like. This role is a great way to see what SA is like in a calmer environment.
Now let's take a look at next year's events that you as officers would be in charge of planning, and you as students would get to enjoy. The first Friday of the school year begins with an all-school game day. It's the time to get to know your fellow high schoolers through socially distanced virtual hug line, tug of war, class cheer, and then to top it all off, we have early morning breakfast, delicious pancakes made by our amazing teachers. That same night, we have our first Vespers of the year at Beals Point, with food, games, piñatas, a watermelon eating contest, and of course, a worship to start the year off right. The next day, Saturday night, is Icebreaker in the gym. Each class fights to the death to prove their superior class spirit in the grunge game, also known as scavenger hunt, also the slip and slide, t-shirt signing, and more. After Icebreaker is Lock-In, which is where we all have a sleepover in the gym. Sleepover, as in your sleep is over, you will get none that night. It's a great time. Now let's talk banquets. Banquets are a chance to have a fun night with your crushes or just with your friends. Our first banquet in September is called Twerp, which stands for The Woman is Required to Pay, and Girls Ask Guys. Twerp is a casual banquet, and in years past we've gone to a trampoline park and we've gone canoeing. Christmas banquet in December and spring banquet in March are more formal and Guys Ask Girls. During those banquets we get to dress up in our best, eat amazing food, and of course take in the great atmosphere of our friends. Banquets are truly the highlight of high school social life, and you do not want to miss them. Another tradition SA has is Spirit Week and the Week of Prayer. These two events go hand in hand. Spirit Week is all about dressing up as different characters, and Week of Prayer is a full week of chapel where amazing pastors, students, and teachers give glorifying messages about God. It's just a way for us to take a break from our schoolwork and come together to worship the Lord. Last but not least, SA is of course always looking for opportunities to add new events like game days, Vespers, and more wherever we can.
We've covered a lot about SA and our traditions. With all of this in mind, we would like you to think about which role you would take up for this upcoming year. Whether you choose to be President, Executive Vice President, Religious Vice, Social Vice, Public Relations, Treasurer, or simply an OAL, SA is a lot of fun, and it's a great way to build up your leadership skills with your classmates, teachers, and others around you. As this year comes to an end, be thinking about the upcoming year and what office you will be running for.